Give it up for the band. Joe Biden has been in plenty of touchy situations as a politician, but the man who gave us grope and change is in uncharted territory as fellow Democrats continue to deal him the race card. The former VP unveiled his plan for criminal justice reform yesterday, but Cory Booker says Biden's role in crafting the '94 crime bill makes him the last person who should be fixing a system he broke. Watch.
I'm disappointed that it's taken Joe Biden years and years until he was running for president to actually say that he made a mistake, that there were things in that bill that were extraordinarily bad. I've been living and working now in Newark, New Jersey for 20 years, and we've seen the devastating impact of legislation like that has destroyed communities.
That you didn't fix. Biden pushed back against Booker's barb, saying if he didn't have a great civil rights record, Barack Obama never would have chosen him as VP. And while his new plan offers to reverse many of the same laws he helped impose in 1994, it could be too little too late with progressive voters. So can Joe Biden get his opponents to put the race car back in the deck, or will they continue to deal him a bad hand? Party panel is back. Jessica, Robbie, and David. I side with Cory Booker here. And he's absolutely right about this. And this is one bell that Joe Biden cannot unring. He eulogized Strom Thurmond.
So I'm not with Cory Booker on this. Agree on Strom Thurmond. Joe Biden has about 40 to 45% of the African-American vote right now. The crime bill was backed by the Congressional Black Caucus, by the NAACP. It was crafted in consultation with black leaders in faith communities, in local and state governments. I think that a little bit of mea culpa, a little bit more, is necessary, especially when you put out a plan that clearly reverses
he has
things.
Not been good at
no, he hasn't been good at that. But when you look at Cory Booker, someone who's polling, a black man who is polling at 2% with the black community, and you see this as kind of gasping at, like, Kamala Harris landed her blows well, I think, on this. I didn't like it personally. I thought she went too far, but she did what she needed to do. She went up from 9% black approval to 18% support there. So I get what she was doing. Cory Booker, I think, is just saying, like, this is a thing that maybe...
Saying he's being desperate? I think he's just one of the people, like Chris Christie, who's on stage with Trump, who's trying to do as much damage as possible to the front runner, knowing that he still wasn't going to get the nomination.
I mean, I agree with you. I side with Booker in this, although you very well are right that more black voters might not see it the way Booker does. I wish we could have Booker, though, from like 10 years ago even, who was a more moderate voice, who was a strong voice on school choice from a libertarian perspective. He had so much, I think, interesting things to offer a different kind of independent, moderate Democratic voter back then than he does now, when he's just one progressive voice in a million, and it's a shame to me, because I used to really like him.
Take it home.
Yeah, I think a page out of Senator Harris's book, and it clearly worked for her, where her numbers go up. And is there a way for Booker to get the candidacy without getting the black vote? Absolutely not. So this is clear. I mean, he's got to go this way. I do not think this is going to be successful on his part. I think Senator Harris has a much better way to the candidacy than he. And I agree with a lot of what Vice President Biden says. I mean, getting rid of statutory minimums should be #1 in everybody's book. I mean, there's some wicked statutory minimums in the federal code.
Awful.
Absolutely. And it takes the discretion away from the judges, so that judges can actually look at the facts of the case and the defendant's character and come down with a just verdict. So I think it's an unfair approach right now, and I don't think it's going to be successful. I think Senator Harris has a much better plan.
I don't think this is a winning issue, but there's a difference here between being right and being victorious. And, you know, sometimes you have to stand up for principles, because this will get Cory Booker through, you know, the next 10 to 15 years of his political career that do not involve the White House or...
Absolutely. I mean, maybe it involves a cabinet position. I don't know. I have great respect for Cory Booker. I think there are too many people running for president right now. It takes a lot.
I think this is one of the 1,000 cuts that hurts Joe Biden, and I don't know if he recovers from all of it, because this is only one chapter in the book, and they're going.
Well, it seems to be the most prominent chapter that people want to play with, and I just want to add to this: there are two lanes in the Democratic Party. One involves moderates and black voters, and one is lefty progressives.
Oh,
and Kamala Harris and Elizabeth Warren are competing there, and Joe Biden's really on his own.
The authoritarian duopoly must go. Thank you guys so much. David, Robbie, and Jessica. Wonderful. The topical storm.